Yes, everybody, Stephen Howson here, outside a glorious Old Trafford in the sunshine for the Sportsman bet, joined by, not Anton today, it's Harriet. All right.
It's me. I'm outside the wrong stadium, guys, but it's all about the derby today, isn't it, Stephen? I mean, neither of us had a great week, did we? Both getting knocked out of the Champions League. But at least City have the domestic treble to focus on. But then you went and lost in the league. I mean, it was a terrible performance. Sorry to laugh and rub it in, but it was.
It's been absolutely minging of late. And the dilemma that we've got of whether we want you lot to win the league or we want Liverpool to win the league.
Well, this was one of the main things I was going to ask you. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of tweets. Some people have been like, we really need to let City win. We can't have the Scousers winning the league. But then other people have been like, well, you know, it's absolutely disgusting if you think our team should lose against City.
Look, end of the day, I've never walked in there wanting us to lose, ever. And I'll never walk in there wanting us to lose. I think it's a convenient excuse for when we get smacked around on Wednesday night that we'll go,
did him a favour.
Didn't want to win anyway.
Did him a favour.
Didn't want to win anyway. Want City to win the league. Look, at the end of the day, even if we turn up with our best 11, everyone fired up and ready to go, there's a very real chance that we get turned over here anyway. So I think playing the academy players and all that, look, let City have it. I don't think so. Ollie's got a job to do here, hasn't he? And that job is to make sure United get into the top four. He can't be thinking, season's over. There's still a few games left to play. There's still a chance that we do get into the top four. And he's got to look at Wednesday night as an opportunity to get 3 points to make that happen. He can't be thinking about what's going to happen with City or Liverpool.
No, because you do need to get all the wins in. Obviously, we did you a favour by beating Spurs. Then Arsenal lost as well. You lost. And then we don't know about Chelsea yet. It's before filming. But, you know, it hasn't really changed that much up there. There's still just 3 points in it.
It's a missed opportunity, I think, more than anything. It's not just a missed opportunity that we didn't get the 3 points. We wanted to see a reaction from the absolute embarrassment that we got in Barcelona. But it's Barcelona, you go, okay, yeah, you get turned over in the Nou Camp. We got turned over worse at Goodison Park.
I know.
Unbelievable.
And they've just literally got beaten by Fulham, who are getting relegated. So...
Football's mad, isn't it?
It is crazy.
Mental.
I mean, today we are going to be speaking about the future and if we think that City and United are going to win the Champions League in the next 5 years. So what are you reckoning?
I can't imagine United are going to win the Champions League in the next 5 years. But we have seen an ordinary Liverpool team win it.
Yeah.
We have seen an ordinary Arsenal team get to the final of it. And we have seen a Man United team with Michael Owen on the bench get to the final of it, as well as a Chelsea team that comes sixth in the league. So it's not the craziest. And we might see a Spurs team in the final of it.
We might.
So I don't think it's the craziest thing to say that we might see United win it. But I don't think anyone could truthfully stand here and say to you, oh yeah, that's happening.
I mean, literally, like you said, anything could happen. For City, I mean, I do feel like we have a real chance. Both times Pep won the Champions League with Barca, they were playing United and they did win. But I'm hoping that, you know, Pep does have one more season left on his contract. I was worried that you were going to come here and annihilate me today, so I've come with all guns blazing. I thought you'd be still angry from the weekend.
Not angry. I'm just disappointed.
That's worse. That's such a dad comment. Yeah. Just disappointed. There's nothing worse. Very disappointed.
Got your room, lad. Just go.
But yeah, I do think with Pep's got 1 season left on his contract. I mean, obviously we're hoping that he's going to stay for longer, but this could be the one where he wins the Champions League, and I do actually feel it. I felt it this. I mean, I'm always feeling it.
You was favourites this season, weren't you? You was favourites.
We were favourites. Everyone in the comments was saying it wasn't true that we weren't favourites.
I thought that was fair.
We were. I kept saying it. I was going for the quad, but Anton was right. No Champions League, but I've got all my fingers crossed for domestic treble. I really have. What do you think? Do you think City can do it? I mean, I know you don't want them to.
This is hanging. This is the the worst summer possible is still on the cards to a certain extent. We could see Liverpool win a double. And we could come fifth, and that would be minging. Or we could see Liverpool go and win the Champions League, City win the Premier League, and we come fifth. It's all still on the table. I would like's a bad word. I would tolerate City winning the league again, as long as it means that Liverpool don't do anything, and we've got to come top four. That's a bearable summer, because at the start of the season you was favourites. You ran away with it last season. You was pretty much expected to retain the thing. Just keep Liverpool's name off that trophy and I'm happy.
Well, I'm happy to keep their name off as well. I mean, I'm hoping we do it 2 seasons in a row. I really am, because everyone was absolutely good. Because I think obviously everyone believed, and when that 5th goal went in midweek, Oh, the atmosphere, the scenes, everyone, and then VAR. Just wiped it out. What are you thinking about VAR, Stephen? I haven't asked you about this.
I think it's the best invention that we've ever seen in football. It's amazing. It's better than kangaroo leather. On a serious note,
seriously.
I never wanted what we kind of saw happen on Wednesday. Not City going out. Love that part. But the part where a goal happens and then we got to check it for VAR. I actually don't think they should have gone back as far as they went, because if there's no VAR, that just gets given as a goal because the linesman didn't think he was offside.
No.
So that just gets given as a goal. Now, some of the greatest moments in football have been that spontaneous like eruption.
Yeah,
now,
literally.
Imagine 1999 and solskjaer's put it in the net, but is it a goal? Let's go to the telly. No, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
So I think you've got to keep that in the game. Otherwise, we're just watching 22 dickheads run around a pitch.
Will it be like rugby, where like you have to wait for the decisions before you can celebrate?
It's absolutely killed that. I'm a rugby league fan, and in a rugby league game now, the referee, because he's got that video backup, because he's got something to check, because he's human, he doesn't want to make a mistake, he doesn't want to give something when he could have easily just checked it. They go back for stupid things. You wasn't going to go back to that. You didn't know that was offside. You didn't know that he might have stepped out. Why are you going back this far? You should have like 2 seconds to go back and that's it. So as much as I enjoyed the result, and it has, I got to admit, it has added an extra level of drama that I didn't expect it to add.
Yeah, the dramas.
Oh my God. I don't want it to kill the spontaneity of the sport, because that is the sport for me. Otherwise, it's like, imagine football played in empty stadiums. Well,
here he is.
We started.
He had to get that one in there.
Imagine football playing in empty stadiums, it'd be weird. And I think that's what VAR kind of adds. The fans add to that spontaneity. The players feed off that spontaneity. And if you remove every single error, well, football ends up 0-0.
Exactly.
Mistakes are what this game is made on. So you've got to allow the human element of referees to get the odd thing just a little bit wrong.
Well, then we're going to have to go with it because it's been introduced. So we're going to have to like it or lump it. We're going to be there every Premier League game. So. Yeah, Pep's all for it, and I've got to back Pep, so we're all for it. I mean, he's all about winning the game fairly. Like, you should be able to win it anyway without.
No comment.
But speaking of, I know the empty stadium thing. I mean, obviously I had a video, got loads of controversial comments saying like, maybe if you didn't pay for your expensive makeup, you'd be able to afford a ticket to Wembley. I was there, calm down. I wasn't talking about me. But what is really good, I know you're probably going to be like, whatever, but the City players are paying for coaches down to the Wembley final for the City fans, which I think is good because City have always had a local fan base, a very Manchester fan base. United do have a bigger fan base worldwide. They have done for years.
And in Manchester.
But a lot of
just saying.
Londoners and people from elsewhere. But
I don't see that as a diss to United. I see that as a diss to the London clubs.
I don't see it as a diss. I'm not saying it's a diss. I'm just stating facts. You can say that they've got country support, countrywide, worldwide, whatever. City do have a big fan base and it is growing more and more. And I do think that it is really, really nice touch from the players to be getting some coaches down to Wembley for
I'd
people.
love it if Marcus Rashford bought 500 tickets for a lot of school kids. But the simple fact is, you can't buy 500 tickets for any United semi or final or anything along those lines. It was a great gesture from Raheem Sterling.
It was.
But you can't do that as a United player or as a United fan. No one's going to be able to do that. I empathise with having to go to Wembley all the time. You know, United fans have been campaigning for so long that we go back to like Villa Park and stuff for semi-finals. That's where they should be. It's just the nature of the beast. I thought City fans wanted this success. I thought City fans wanted to see their team doing this.
Yeah, I don't think people are debating the success. I think people are saying we're working class and we can't afford it.
I think there's some blasé attitudes towards it.
Yeah, some people will be blasé, and I'm not saying they're not, but I think the core people who are really arguing against it.
Well, the core people that are going, I empathise with that because it's an absolute nose to get to London. I don't bother with the trains because you can't guarantee them. These times I've been stuck in London after a match because trains are cancelled.
Or you can't get the tube back to like.
It's rammed.
It's ridiculous.
So I drive if I do it. All the Wembley games that we've had recently, I've drove to them. Which means that you can't get on the beer as well. So there's sacrifices you have to make because
you've got to sacrifice those beers that are like £10 just to go and see your team. No, but I do think you should support your team. I'm fully backing that, and I know what you mean about people complaining. You shouldn't complain. We're lucky to be in the position
Cast your
we're
mind
in.
back 20 years to see what you was doing.
I know.
Didn't have any trouble selling out Wembley then, did you? I definitely think United will be dipping into the transfer market. I think we have to.
I think sorry, but without saying, investment is needed.
Do you know what? It's not about the money. It's about buying the right player. The right player might be 32-year-old from the Championship. If he's a guy that can do the job that Ollie envisions him doing for the team. Because at the minute we've seen United in the last 5-6 years, we've gone and brought in Falcao, we've brought in Di Maria, we've brought in Zlatan, we've brought in all these different players to play all these different systems for all these different managers. What we need is someone that Ollie goes, that's the guy I want. Because even though Jose was here when Pogba was the record signing, I'm not 100% sure. Jose was like, get me Paul Pogba, that's what I want. When Pogba was signed, he said the deal was 2 years in the making. He was still at Chelsea then.
Yeah.
So how was this a player that Jose wanted? I think he tolerated a lot of the players that United have got. And I think one of the issues we've got, really, is that we've got an inflated wage bill with people like Sanchez, like even Jones being given a 4.5-year contract. We need to see some of these players moved on, and let's go with a bit of a clean sweep and just bring in players. One thing that I can say that City have done fantastically well is you've had a system in mind and you've gone and recruited towards it. Whether that's the likes of Laporte or Stones, they're a certain specific style of player, and they've not been superstars at the time. They've been that level down, but because they fit the team ethic and they fit the team system, they've come into the team and they've fit the system and they've done well with it. And I think that's what United need.
Yeah.
We've got 4 or 5 different systems within a squad. You know, we've got Delone, we've got Lukaku. You think the crossing ability and the heading ability is something there. But Solskjaer likes to play it on the floor. That's why I think Fellaini was out on his ear as soon as Solskjaer came in. He was like, you, clown shoes, sling it. And I think that he's probably a couple more that need to go as well. We've got to find... Look, when he was the Mulder manager, I don't think the Cardiff job really counts too much. When he was Mulder manager, he had quite a lot of autonomy and direction was all his.
Yeah.
And you saw the way he played football. There was a lot of pep and Klopp in there. He liked to build it up from the back. He liked to play a double pivot in midfield that controlled the ball, that moved the ball up through the thirds really well. And I think if he's allowed to do that at United, somebody like a Neves, somebody like an Ndombele, alongside a Pogba, you're going to see United totally change our style of play, and it's probably going to be for the better. But at the moment, you can only piss with the cock you got, and he's playing with someone else's at the moment.
What are you going to do about De Gea? What do you think? I mean...
Feels like his head's been turned, doesn't it? His performances have been shocking of late.
It is his worst season ever. Well, according to stats I've seen on Twitter. I mean, I'm not writing them myself. But, like, he has been such, obviously, a huge
He's carried
part.
us probably for the 4 out of the last 5 years.
And it's a lot for one guy, isn't it? Like, do you think he's going to stay?
I honestly don't know. De Gea I'm more worried about, because I think getting a right goalkeeper, we saw in between Schmeichel and Van der Sar how difficult it was bringing in a goalkeeper of that nature. And De Gea is, regardless of current form, he's in the top 2 or 3 in the world.
And he's a leader.
Yeah, he is. He's got flaws. Like, I think his distribution and decision making with his distribution is shocking. We're going long to Jesse Lingard and Juan Mata's ridiculous. But shot stopping, I don't put anyone above him in the world for that. But if he doesn't want to be here, there's the door, mate. We're a big club and we've survived bigger players leaving.
He did do some nice tweets, though, didn't he? Did you see them?
I did. And
I did feel for him, to be honest, because it must be hard. I mean, I know he gets paid however much money what people say, but it is hard for the quality of player that he is to be losing 4-0.
Well, there's some blame goes to him for both midweek and this weekend for some of the shots he should have done better with. Would they have changed the result? Probably not in the grand scheme of things. That's the nightmare of being a goalkeeper, isn't it? I think somebody like Pogba, I think we could definitely stomach his going more. When you look at what Liverpool have done, Jamie Carragher made a great point ahead of the match yesterday. He said, you've seen Suarez and Coutinho leave Liverpool, and you're thinking, oh my God, how are we going to improve by allowing that level of player to leave? But they did.
They did,
because they bought players that fit their system, that fit their ethos a little bit better. So maybe the time is right. Maybe Pogba hasn't fit this United team. We've seen us try and buy players to free him up to do the stuff that he wants to do, but he hasn't been that leader. He hasn't grabbed hold of a game. He hasn't rallied the troops around. He's sort of a bit passive in his attitude to it, and I think United fans really wanted someone that was going to get a grip of that midfield, and realistically is a guy that came through our academy, or he went off to Juventus for a few years, but he knows what it's like to be a Manchester United player. He should know what it means to be a United player, but he doesn't play like it. So maybe United would be better off without Pogba.
Moving on, obviously we're here to talk about the derby. I'm going for a City win. Naturally, City win as always. I mean, I always say City win because I can't not. I'm all about City winning. I don't know why, but I'm going with 3-1 prediction for correct score there.
I'm going to say 3-2 United.
3-2 United?
Yeah, well, we're not keeping a clean sheet.
You've just been said you're getting turned over 2 minutes ago.
I can't stand here and say that we're going to lose.
Okay, I give you that.
Take it. So
I give you that.
I'm going to say we're going to win. I don't fully believe it.
So you're going for like an end of season, last season at the Etihad 3-2?
Somewhat, yeah. But look, football's not simple, is it? You see teams lose games they should win. You see teams turn up at places, be complacent, get turned over. Our form is the mirror image of yours at the moment. You've lost 1 in 5, we've won 1 in 5. So if football was simple, you know what I mean?
True,
and
it's
not.
true.
So I'm going to say United are winning on Wednesday night, and it's going to hurt because we're going to be like clapping, watching the goals going in, and then going, we're handing Liverpool a title here.
So guys, if you're backing Stephen on that one, odds on that are 50-1, looking really likely. But if you want to take the risk, you go for it. If you're going for my 3-1, it's 11-1.
So what you're saying is it's 100 times more likely than Leicester winning the league? Get it in there.
So, Harriet's hunch of the week. Obviously, I'm going for a 3-1 City to win prediction, but I'm going for a treble for Harriet's hunch.
Not a quadruple.
You had to get that in there somewhere. No, we're going for a treble now, a domestic one at that. So I'm going for City to win, Sterling to score first, and over 3.5 goals. Odds on that are just under 13-1. What are you reckoning?
I'm going to just have a dead simple one. I'm just going to say over 4.5 goals, about 11-4. I was thinking Marcus Rashford any time, but you're not getting great odds on it, really, in the grand scheme of things. About 5-2, which I'm not sure is the best of one. So I'm just going to go with that. Over 4.5 goals, which leaves so many possibilities, doesn't it?
It does.
I think there's going to be goals. About 11-4 if you fancy that one. Normally, it'd be proper bang up for the derby. Really looking forward to it. Can't wait to beat yous. It definitely feels different because of the circumstances surrounding this one.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, currently City is blue. I'm hoping that blue bus is going to be going around town again this season. And surely, like, you're going to do us a favour. I really do think that you might just think, we can't stand Liverpool winning the league.
No, we can't. But like I said earlier,
you always
Solskjaer's
want them
got
to win.
Of course,
I know.
yeah, I'm not going to walk in here going, can't wait to get beat
No,
today.
I know.
No, I think Solskjaer has to set up his team out, like, forget Liverpool. And to be honest, I don't think the players, most of them, have the same sort of rivalry as the fans anyway.
They don't. It isn't the same vibe as it used to be. Like, you used to kill for a derby win.
So no, I think the players will be going into this one wanting to beat City. I think Solskjaer will be going top 4 still on. That's probably one of the metrics he's getting measured on by the board. Recruitment's probably going to rely a little bit on Champions League football as well. The players are talking, I mean, this is where it does hurt the players. 25% wage cut for some of the players if they don't make Champions League football. So I think United will come into this game trying to win it. I think it's one of them. If we lose, the fans are going to go, didn't want to win it anyway. Don't want to watch Liverpool.
But if we lose, we literally can't lose. We have to win if we want to win the Premier League. So I think there is a little bit more at stake for us. There's a little bit more at stake. Obviously, what else were you expecting from me? City, United, we both want each other to lose. We want to win. Like, we weren't expecting anything less, but...
Oh, this is minging. Anyway, from me, from Harriet, from a beautifully glorious Old Trafford, let's hope everyone's still smiling again come Wednesday night. We'll see you in the next one. Laters.